Hi, here I have my two Kirisun S780 radios. These are new digital radios from China. They cost me about £80 or $128 each, and I bought them from 409 Shop. They're also available on eBay for about $140. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little close-up of the radio just so you can see what the quality is like, see what they look like. The quality of the radios does feel quite good. The buttons are a bit plasticky, the ones on the front. Rubber buttons would probably be nicer, but they work. So, as you see it here, it's got a nice weight as well. It came with the belt clip already attached. On the top you have the channel selector knob, which goes from 1 to 16, and the antenna, which uses the SMA connector. The radio is SMA male, the antenna is SMA female, and over here on the right you have the volume control, which also turns the radio on. You've got a nice screen here, which is colour, quite odd or quite unusual on a Chinese radio. Most of them just have black and white LCD displays. This button here is a programmable button. You can program it in the software. You can program it to do different things when you press it. Short press, what they call a short press, which is where you just hit it like that, or a long press, which is where you hold it for more than 2 seconds, is what they consider a long press. On this side you just have the speaker mic or accessory port, and this opens up backwards like this, and it's got a hinge so it stays on like that, which is quite a nice way of doing it. So let's turn the radio on and have a look, and let's also turn this one on. Okay, so here we have default home screen, which is what it normally looks like. From here you can see the zone up here, the channel number, the channel name. This channel is named 5. That D-D means it's in digital mode, and the second D is there when it's in simplex, and if you put it through a repeater it says R. Up in the top corner you have your battery there. You've got L means low power, and you can set that. You've got the signal strength indicator, and then you've got the menu, which you hit that button and it goes into the menu. So when you press the push to talk button, it's not like talking on a normal radio channel with these, because you have to actually call a contact. So you set a default contact on the radios and then it calls them, or you can set a group, or you can set an all call, which the all call calls everybody on the channel. So I have it set to all call, so if I hold the button you'll see that this radio will light up and it will show on the top all call, and it will show the symbols, and on the bottom it will show the calling radio's name. So you can see it says all call and it says radio 2, and that's this radio here is called radio 2, and that was encrypted as well. And that's basically just like going into the menu, going into contacts and going to all call, and then pushing the push to talk button. There are other types of calls you can do. You can do group calls, which calls a group. So here we have group 1. It'll call group 1. Both of these radios are in group 1. Let's say I had a third radio theoretically, and it was over here, if I called group 1 and this third radio was in group 2 instead, then this radio would pick it up, this radio would be transmitting it, and this radio would not hear anything because it would be not in the right group. So you can't listen to other groups' communications unless you're in the group. And then you've got private calls. This radio is called Ben, so if I private call that, then it comes up with that, and only that unit can receive it. The private calls work slightly differently to the group calls and all calls, and that's because they check that the radio is there first. So when you key up, the light flashed like that because this radio sent a message saying, "Are you there?" This one responded saying, "Yes, I'm here. Go ahead." And then this one started transmitting voice. So if I turn on my scanner over here, okay, you can hear the sounds that they make. You'll hear this one do a data burst. There'll be a very, very short gap, and this one will have a data burst, and then this one will start transmitting. So if you listen, there we go. 1, 2, 3, test. So that's how that works. Let's have a look at the first menu item now. I'm going to go through all the menu items. We've done contacts mostly already. Oh, actually, let's finish off contacts. So in the contacts, you've got group 1. Oops, sorry. You've got your groups. You've got your individual calls, which is the one person, and you've got your all calls, which is 3 people in the icon. And then you can also add, and you enter the name there and the number, which is their ID, and then you'll be able to call them. You can find the ID in radio info. Here's the radio ID. So this one's 22. Okay. And you can also delete radios in here. You can edit them, edit the number or the name or both, set them as the default, and what that does is when you key up normally from the home screen, then it will call this one by default instead of calling all call by default as I have it set now. You can kill and revive a radio. If you have it set not to decode the kill, then it won't do it and it will show kill failed. So this radio here is set not to decode the kill. If I go on this one here and try and kill that radio, this one here is set to decode the kill. So if I kill that, it'll go killed, and they'll both show that's kill okay and that's killed. This one can't do anything, it can't talk, can't press this button, can't change the channel. If you turn it off and back on, let's see what happens. Nothing, so it basically cannot do anything. And then if you go to revive, there we go, it's revived, and it can work as normal again. You've also got status inquire, and that sends a message saying, "Are you there?" and it responds going, "Yes, I'm here." Or if it doesn't respond, it keeps sending it for a while. I'll show you that. If I turn this one onto channel 6 instead, and because this one's on channel 5, that one won't hear it now because it's on a different channel. And as you can hear on the scanner over here, it keeps sending out the message a few times, and after a while it tells you MS is invalid, which means that it can't be contacted. You can also look at the details of a radio like that. Okay, so now let's go and look at the call log. The call log just shows dialed calls, received calls, and the delete all option. Next, you've got scan. To do scan, you need to have the radio set to use a scan list. In the programming software, you have to set it to use a specific scan list, and then that scan list you program up with all the channels that you want it to scan. So if we set scan on, then it'll scan all the channels, and I can show you that works. If I put this one on channel 3 and start transmitting, there we are, it's picked it up. See? And it also shows what channel it was on. It shows it was on channel 3. Now if I change to a different channel, it won't pick it up for the moment until it goes back to scanning. Now it's picked it up, and it stays on that channel, so it can pick up any other responses to that, whoever was transmitting on that channel. Okay, and then you can go options, you can scan off, which turns off the scan, delete temporary channel and add temporary channel, which you can go through your zones and you can add one of the channels to your scan temporarily, and then the same for deleting them. Scan list is the list of channels in the scan. You can have 15 channels to be scanned, because the maximum would be 16, but then you also have the current channel in there. So let's turn off scanning now, and let's go to the next thing, which is messages. Messages is quite a useful feature. You can write the message here. It uses predictive text, so if you're going to write hello, you just go HELLO. You hit the key that the letter is on, and then it guesses the combination that you want. So hello, let's try and write world. I don't think I spelt that wrong, but it's not always excellent. There it is. So, and then let's do, you can do the green button or the middle button, they do the same thing here. So you can send it. You can type in a unit number here, so if you know the number, like whatever it would be, and then you can just send it to that number, or you can go find. You can send it to a group, you can send it to an individual, or you can send it to everyone. Let's send it to an individual. If you send it to a group or to everyone, it does not confirm it, because it expects there to be more than one radio receiving it. If you send it to an individual, then the radio does confirm it by it does that thing where it goes, are you there? This one goes, yep, I'm here. Then it sends a message, just like for the call. So we go select, okay, it's put the number in there for us, and then you click send, and you had all that go again. And then this radio here comes up with check new message, and then it shows you the message. It just shows the message, who it's from, and you can exit out of that. Then you've got templates. These are programmed in the software, in the programming software. So let's just send one of the templates. This is how you do it. You go on the template, send, again through this, or you can type in the number there if you know it. There we go. And this one says check new message, and it did a ring sound, but the volume was a bit quiet there. And then when you get a message, you can go into options and you can go reply, and it will make it a lot quicker. So let's just type some random characters here and send that. If I send that, you just click send and it sends it straight away. You don't have to go through all the menus to try and find the person. So now this one new message, we go into inbox and then open it up like that. Okay, you also have Outbox, which is sent ones, and drafts, and you can make drafts by going into write and writing a message and then saying save instead, and it'll save it as a draft. Okay, so then you've got zone select. You can make 16 zones, and each zone contains 16 channels. For me, zone 1's my digital zone, and zone 4 I've got the amateur repeaters programmed in so I can listen to them. See, it shows the zone name up here, the channel number, which is the number on the knob up here, and the actual channel. So I've put the repeaters in like that, RB4, which is the channel name. So let me go back to zone 1. After zones we have settings. You can change the power, low or high. Low is 1 watt, high is, I think they're meant to be 5 watts, I'm not sure. You have squelch level, 0 to 9. You have whisper, and what whisper does is, if you are talking into the radio quite quietly, having whisper enabled allows it to pick up your not transmission, your voice from, well, basically when you're talking quietly. Then you've got keypad lock, which if it's on, it locks the keypad as soon as the backlight goes off, and to unlock it you hold this one here, this button down here. Oddly, that one there is the one with the lock sign on, but this one here is the one that actually locks it. I think that might have been a mistake by Kirisun there. So next we've got alert tone. You can turn that off and it won't beep at all, and also it won't there, it doesn't do the noise when you get a call. When you get a call like that, it does not do the alert tone. So if I turn that back on again, it does the tone. Oh, by the way, there's different tones for all calls, private calls and group calls. They sound different to let you know which type of call is coming in just by listening to it. I'll just show you the different noises it makes. If I turn this one up a bit, if the radio receives a group call, it does this noise. If the radio receives a private call, it does this noise. And if the radio receives an all call, it does this noise. Okay, and then you have a home screen. You can set it to show the channel number, the channel name, or the channel frequency. If you select one of them, then it unticks the box for the other ones. And then you can have the zone number or the zone alias, or which is the name. You got battery saving on or off. You can set the battery saving feature more specifically in the software. It has a ratio that you can set. You've got language, English or Chinese. Voice enhance. Digital just means it's on digital mode, and if you go onto an analog channel then it shows analog there instead. I'm not really sure what this does because I've never really noticed any difference so far. Voice encrypt. If you're on a channel that has encryption enabled, if you go into here and turn it off, then it won't be encrypted anymore. So it only turns off the encryption for that channel. So let me just turn that back on because I want that channel encrypted. And if I key up, you can tell it's encrypted because of the key symbol in the middle there. Okay. Then let's go on to apps. You've just got the calculator, which is a bit difficult to use because you have to remember up is plus, down is minus, and so on. Channel info just shows you the mode, analog and digital, the frequency and the receive frequency. You've got the radio info, which shows you the radio ID model and all this stuff. I'll let you read yourself if you're interested in that. And that's it in there. So there we go. That's basically everything. So there we go. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope it has helped you.